Welcome to the Samurai Channel. We are all students who have been active for the past 3 years through social networking, street speeches, and signature campaigns. The channel is made up of teenagers and is made up of culturally diverse high school students, including Japanese, half European, and those who have studied abroad. The corruption of politicians in Japan today is glaringly obvious. The adults need to wake up and express their opinions clearly. But even if they realize, more than 70 years of misguided history may prevent decisive action. It is we, the youth, who are in this predicament. That is why we must learn together, speak out and take action, remember who is telling lies, remember why is false history being taught, remember who are the traitors. Remember understand what individuals and nations have done to our country. Let us know if there are any mistakes. We are ordinary high school students, but our leaders have been aware of Japan's shadow since junior high school and have taken action. Mission: Let's protect Japan, let's be proud of Japan. Support us. Arigatou gozaimasu. Here are the topics we chose this week. Number 1. Gifu Korean School suspected of fraudulent subsidy applications to multiple cities. We have identified a serious case of potential fraud involving the Gifu Korean Educational Foundation, which operates the Gifu Korean Junior and Senior High School. Investigations reveal that in the 2023 fiscal year, the foundation allegedly submitted duplicate applications for subsidies to Gifu, Ogaki, and Hashima cities, claiming the same expenses for teaching materials and facilities. We note that by allegedly reusing the same receipts, the school received approximately 434,500 yen in taxpayer money for actual expenditures of only about 340,000 yen. These discrepancies were exposed through information disclosure requests filed by local assembly members, and we expect the 3 cities to pursue a full investigation and a formal demand for repayment. Number 2. Hayao Miyazaki's Ignorance of History, a critical look at the Hinoko Fund scandal. We present this report in the analytical style of the Kong channel associated with Satoshi Hamada. It has come to our attention that Hayao Miyazaki, the world-renowned director and co-founder of Studio Ghibli, has been serving as a representative of the Hinoko Fund. We point out that the capital collected by this fund is reportedly flowing into radical groups, such as the Helipad Base Opposition Council. In the wake of the recent capsizing accident off the coast of Hinoko, we observed that the coverage by the Yomiuri Shimbun and Nippon TV, NTV, alliance was conspicuously restrained. We suspect this stems from a major conflict of interest. NTV is Ghibli's largest shareholder, owning a 42% stake in the studio. To us, it is clear that a form of undue consideration, santaku, is at play to protect the Ghibli brand from controversy. While director Miyazaki has long championed the causes of anti-war and peace, we believe he has failed to deeply study the actual historical facts Japan has faced or the harsh realities of national security. The individuals responsible for the Hinoko accident are extremists who have demonstrated neither reflection nor a sincere apology. A young high school girl lost her life in this tragedy, yet the true nature of the vessel involved, and the fact that it was being utilized for radical activism, was never properly explained to the public. We find it deeply regrettable that a man capable of creating such profound and beautiful works would provide financial support to such radical organizations. For us, this is a profound disappointment. Number 3. Alarm over security, Chinese national infiltrates Imperial Palace grounds. We are deeply concerned by a security breach that occurred on the morning of April 10th. A Chinese national man entered the Imperial Palace grounds through the Oatman Gate without authorization. It appears that the Imperial Household Police failed to conduct a proper identity check due to the morning rush hour congestion. While no physical harm was reported, we join the many voices criticizing the alarming laxity of the palace's security protocols. This incident highlights a vulnerability that cannot be ignored. Number 4. Analyzing the true motives behind the push for same-sex marriage. We are closely examining the ideological drive behind the push for same-sex marriage by left-wing and liberal groups. While they frame their advocacy as a matter of individual human rights and diversity, we recognize a growing concern among the public that these movements harbor an ulterior motive, the systematic dismantling of the traditional family structure. We believe this debate is not merely about civil rights, but about an ideological struggle over the core values of our society. Number 5. The Kyoto murder case, we demand the transparency seen in Taiwan's media. Following the tragic discovery of 11-year-old Yuki Anada's body in a forested area of Nantan City on April 13, we must point out a glaring discrepancy in how this case is being reported. While the boy's father, Yuki Anada, 37, has been arrested and has reportedly admitted to the murder, Japanese media have conspicuously omitted certain facts. In contrast, Taiwanese news outlets explicitly reported that the suspect is the boy's Chinese stepfather. We question why Japanese media continue to hide the suspect's nationality. Is this a case of undue consideration toward China? We believe Japan must learn from Taiwan's more transparent and direct reporting style. Number 6. Hokkaido to provide Indonesian caregiving students with up to 3.7 million yen in annual tax-funded support. Starting in April 2026, 32 municipalities in Hokkaido, including Higashikawa Town, will launch a program offering international students from Indonesia up to 3.7 million yen per year in grant-type scholarships to address the shortage of caregiving workers. The support covers tuition and living expenses, on the condition that recipients work at designated caregiving facilities in Japan for 5 years after graduation. However, the plan has sparked strong backlash, with critics arguing Japanese caregivers are underpaid, yet taxpayer money is being prioritized for foreign students, and we should support Japanese people first. While the shortage of workers in the caregiving sector is serious, many question whether this use of tax money is appropriate. Number 7. Hong Kong 51 million yen robbery case. In January this year, a Japanese man had approximately 51 million yen in cash stolen from him in central Hong Kong. 3 Japanese individuals, including 2 alleged perpetrators, along with 1 Chinese woman, have been charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and appeared in court. The victim had transported the cash from Japan to Hong Kong, and it is believed there was an inside informant. The case has drawn attention as a major cross-border robbery spanning Asia. Number 8. Protective persuasion. Both the Unification Church and Soka Gakkai are unnecessary for Japan. Amid ongoing debates about protective persuasion in the Unification Church issue, strong voices are now calling for both the Unification Church and Soka Gakkai to be deemed unnecessary for Japan. There is growing criticism of the political and social influence exerted by both organizations, with many demanding a fundamental review of their relationships with politics and their impact on followers. Number 9. The defeat of Koki Nakano, a grave concern in the Toyonaka mayoral election. We find the defeat of Koki Nakano in the Toyonaka mayoral election to be deeply regrettable and a significant loss for the community. Among all the candidates, Mr. Nakano was the only one who courageously confronted the issue of foreign voting rights head-on. We believe that Toyonaka City's ordinance, which grants foreigners the right to vote in local referendums after only 3 months of residency, fundamentally threatens the sovereignty of the Japanese people. Such a dangerous measure disregards the will of citizens and constitutes a clear infringement upon our national decision-making rights. Regrettably, Mr. Nakano was defeated by Shigeki Osanai, who secured victory through an unprecedented and abnormal coalition. His support spanned across the Liberal Democratic Party, Komeido, the Democratic Party for the People, and even the Communist Party, through independent support. We contend that this total consolidation of polar opposite political forces symbolizes a chaotic state of politics, where the interests of specific power groups are prioritized over the true voices of the Japanese people. We recall the nationwide opposition that successfully blocked a similar ordinance in Musashino City, Tokyo. The fact that such threats to sovereignty are being repeated across the country fills us with a profound sense of crisis. We must never overlook this issue. We are committed to monitoring the situation closely and continuing to raise our voices to protect our national rights. Number 10. The Ainu issue, a structure of vested interests and deception. As of April 2026, we observe a growing wave of criticism against movements that seek to expand special budgets and legal rights by designating the Ainu as indigenous peoples. As meticulously detailed in Mitsuaki Mitoba's book, The Ainu as Indigenous People, 20 Inconvenient Truths, we assert that the claim of indigenous status is nothing more than a distortion of historical facts and an outright falsehood. Nevertheless, we are witnessing a reality where vast amounts of taxpayer money are continuously funneled into these programs under the shield of the Ainu Policy Promotion Act. We find it intolerable that this issue has been transformed into a tool for expanding vested interests. We feel deep indignation and sorrow as we watch Japanese taxpayers' hard-earned money being misused while our national interest is compromised. We believe it is high time to face the truth squarely and protect the people's assets. We cannot allow such deception to run rampant in our society.
This week's Kenshiro Police, Shameless Politicians, Centrist Party unveils a safety net for election losers. The Centrist Reform Coalition has announced a controversial new policy. Starting in May, they will provide political activity support payments of approximately 400,000 yen per month to candidates who lost their seats in the February House of Representative election. The program is set to launch with an initial 30 recipients and is planned to expand to roughly 70 by the end of the year. The party leadership will handpick these individuals based on their margin of defeat and personal interviews. We find it absolutely appalling that precious funds sourced from our taxes and hard-earned donations are being funneled into sustaining the personal livelihoods and political ambitions of failed politicians. This decision has ignited fierce backlash across the nation, with many of us decrying it as shameless and blatant self-preservation. While the average Japanese citizen is struggling to make ends meet, the sight of these defeated adults receiving such preferential treatment is utterly unacceptable. We intend to do everything in our power to prevent individuals of this character from ever being involved in Japanese politics again. It honestly makes us sick to our stomachs. What do you think?
This week's This is the Textbook. This week's This is the Textbook segment will feature an excerpt starting from page 24 of Masanori Mizuma's The Nanking Incident, the final chapter. Hellish devastation in Hiroshima. Hiroshima, many people, burned and blistered from the heat rays, were brought to a temporary relief station at the Army Quarantine Station on Ninoshima Island, about 4 kilometers off the city. Those barely holding on for dear life were left in a posture of agony, unable to move, as one by one they drew their last breaths. Photo taken by Masami Bido on August 7, 1945, Showa 20. Commentary: It was recently reported that the Atomic Bomb Drawings exhibition was touring various locations in the United States. However, without photographs, the actual situation would not be conveyed. These photographs reject the debate over the pros and cons of the atomic bombings. Let's take action this week. This week's Let's Take Action is, to those serious about stopping immigration and naturalization, Japanese citizens, let us join Councilman Hazuma's AI petition drive. Mr. Ryu Hazuma, a member of the Nara City Council, has developed an AI application that enables citizens from across Japan to submit formal petitions with ease. While we acknowledge that opinions about him remain divided due to his background as a controversial nuisance YouTuber, we are profoundly grateful for his actions in recent years. Even before entering politics, he consistently and firmly confronted foreigners caught kicking or mistreating the deer in Nara Park. Through such examples, we have personally experienced the critical importance of raising our collective voice. This is why we intend to speak out more frequently and forcefully than ever before. Our immediate priorities are as follows: stopping the current immigration system, prohibiting first-generation naturalized citizens from running for public office, mandating the public disclosure of three-generation family registers for all politicians, abolishing the LGBT-related bills, abolishing the fixed asset, property, tax. It is particularly unacceptable that certain politicians manage to avoid paying it themselves, strictly regulating land ownership by foreigners. The revocation of naturalization for those who undermine our society is a crucial task that the current Takaichi administration is working tirelessly to achieve. We, the people of Japan, must do our utmost to keep raising our voices together.